morning. It's Sunday, December 16th. I'm Chris Sorrentino, CombatCounselor. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of BMB Basic Training. Last week we talked about values, and I showed you a website where you can define your values, and hopefully you had a chance to utilize that. Today what I want to talk about is expanding on those values and a little bit on commitment. First I want to take you through a little metaphor that may make some sense as far as values are concerned. Let's say that you like to go skiing. You're an avid skier. And the goal, the objective in skiing is to get from the top of the mountain to the bottom of the mountain, right? So you get on the ski lift. You're, say, at Keystone Resort in Colorado, where my son Nick works. And you get on the ski lift, it takes you up to the top. And you get off the top of the mountain, and a guy comes over to you and he says, "Where are you going?" I said, "Well, I'm going to go to the bottom of the mountain." The guy grabs you, throws you in a helicopter, and the helicopter takes off and takes you down to the bottom of the mountain. Off you go. So you say, that's kind of weird. Okay, well, so you get back on the chairlift, go back to up to the top. There's the same guy. He says, "You going to the bottom of the mountain?" Yep. Throws you in the helicopter. Down you go. This happens over and over again. So your goal, the goal of getting to the bottom of the mountain, is being achieved by this guy in the helicopter. But what you value is the experience of skiing. You value excitement and thrill and exercise, those things involved in skiing. And so that's being taken away from you. So values and goals can be connected, and they need to be connected. Your goals need to be based on your values, or they're meaningless. But they can also be kind of disconcerted, as in that case, where that doesn't make much sense. You know. So we've gone through and talked about staying present, being resilient, so ability to have present focus, building resilient skills. Now that you have your 6 core values and you know them cold, when a thought comes to your mind, for example, unfortunately the tragedy at Sandy Hook in Connecticut was yesterday, and it's probably a good example, it's kind of a upsetting example, but it's a good example. This young man, the 20-year-old young man, probably had the thought go through his mind, I have to kill my mom, and for some reason I have to go kill these little kindergartners at this school. And unfortunately, he didn't have the resilience to say, that's just a thought. He didn't have the values to say, no, I can't do that, because that goes against my values of compassion and dignity and respect and value of life, or whatever values, positive values he might have. if he had some resilient skills, even if he had some deficits growing up, and it sounds like he did, if he had built resilient skills and knew how to act in situations like that, focusing on the present moment, taking a deep breath, seeing that thought, I need to kill my mom and kill those children, that's just a crazy thought. Thank you for that mind thought. And then went on about his day, that tragedy never would have happened. Okay, but this young man, unfortunately, we don't know why, but he didn't connect the present moment and a thought being just a thought and positive values to stop him from doing that. And it's a terrible shame, and my heart goes out to the people in the community of Newtown, Connecticut, and Sandy Hook in particular, and the families. It's just a horrible, horrible thing. But it shows what the mind can do when you don't have these skills built up, these resilient skills. And that's exactly what I've been taking you through. So the next step in the process is to develop a commitment to your values. And basically all that entails is committing to yourself that when you have these kind of thoughts, when you're confronted with difficult situations, when you have difficult physical sensations, anxiety, heart beating, sweating, shaking, whatever, painful memories, painful emotions, that you make a commitment to act on your values instead. And you make that commitment to yourself, and you make that commitment to someone else. And that's the key, is if you make it to yourself, that's all well and good, and many times you probably are going to act on your values. But if you make a commitment to a loved one, a friend, or even a stranger, make a commitment on YouTube or whatever, just make a commitment to act in accordance with your values when the time comes. You're more likely, it's like going on a diet and making a commitment to, public commitment to do so. You're kind of on the line. That way, if you act in a way that's against your values, people can call you on it. Okay? And even if you make that commitment, you're human and you're going to slip once in a while, and that's okay. I'm not saying that what you do or did was okay, because it may not be so okay or great, but my point is that you're going to screw up from time to time, and the key is to get back on track as soon as possible and don't make the same mistake again. So what I'm saying is, you're human, you're going to make mistakes. Don't kick yourself in the butt. Don't get down on yourself because you slipped up once. All right, put it behind you and get back on track. Just like on a diet, if you slip once, eat a whole pint of ice cream. Okay, that's over and done with. Feel bad about it for a second. Okay, thank you, Mike, for that thought, and then press on with your life and get back on track. And commitment to your values. So stay present, be resilient, stay the course. Again, my prayers and thoughts go out to the community of Sandy Hook, Connecticut. God bless you all, and don't know what else to say. Combat Counselor out.